Welcome to Season 2 of the Shekina Meditation Podcast, created by community members and friends of Shekina Garden in Pai, Thailand. Shekina communities are dedicated to creating free devotional spaces of Christian practice for spiritual seekers and travelers around the world. We post Christ-centered guided meditation each week to help you in your personal or small group practice. You can find episode show notes and other information at shekinacommunity.com. Hi friends, this is Ray, and I'm sitting here with Ro in the sala after a beautiful meditation.
Good morning.
It's Season 2, Episode 25 of the podcast.
So, as always, our patrons are supporting this podcast. Thank you so much, dear patrons. We're raising money to keep our community running, and our patronage is part of the way that we do that. You can find us at patreon.com/Shekina Meditation Podcast and support us for $1 or more per month.
Yeah, and another way that you can support us is by rating or reviewing us on iTunes. You can share our Spotify podcast with your friends, or you can send an email to all your neighbors telling them about this wonderful new podcast. Just share it with your friends in some way or other. You can follow us on Instagram, where we are called Shekina Garden, and we post some of our podcast episodes there, and then you can share them easily from there.
Indeed. And shout out to Chloe, my dear cousin, who recently told me she's been listening. Hi, Chloe. Thanks for listening. So when you support this podcast, we know you appreciate that we're putting this little thing out into the world. So thank you so much for your support and your love.
Well, today's meditation is a special one. It's part 2 of 9 in a series on the fruit of the Spirit with Neil, focusing on joy for this meditation. He incorporates Lectio Divina on Psalm 98, and he has some great guided questions around joy. Neil will offer some exercises in the beginning to bring your mind into a quiet and ready for meditation space, a little different from the way our minds normally work. And then he will guide you through the meditation and through his questions.
And we recommend that at the end you spend some time processing your meditation. If you've been meditating with others, we would really recommend passing around a talking stick or another object, and whoever has that object is just allowed to share just as much as they want without interruption, and just able to share from their experience and spend time processing out loud, each person taking their turn. And then if you've been meditating by yourself, we'd really recommend some kind of processing just for your own dear self, maybe in a journal or drawing, taking a walk, or making a little voice memo to yourself. It's a really good way to just really solidify the experience and feel free to just explore how it resonated for you or what your experience was in that processing time.
Yeah.
So let's begin.
Good morning, folks. Welcome to Meditation at Shekina Garden. Today I'll be guiding you through a Lectio Divina, and it'll be the second in a series that I'm running on the fruit of the Spirit. And today's aspect of the fruit is joy. So the question that will kind of be the focus or the drive of this meditation is: how does your spirituality inspire joy in you? Yeah. So I'll come back to that question while we meditate. But to begin, let's just find a comfortable position to sit. Something that you can hold for a long time. And close your eyes. And bring attention to your breath. Feeling the sensation as the air enters you through your nose or mouth and then back out again. Paying attention to what parts of your body move when you breathe. And as you breathe, you can begin to relax. We've set aside this time for meditation, so claim it, enjoy it, relax into it. With each exhalation, you can move your attention around your body and just slowly search out spots that may be holding tension or perhaps are a bit sore. If you need to stretch, then feel free to do so. If you need to wriggle or move your body a bit to settle in more, then feel free, enjoy. Maybe as you exhalate, you can sigh a bit as well. Tell your body to relax. You can relax. It's allowed to relax. And as you breathe, become aware of the sounds around you. What can you hear? Extend your attention and focus on each individual sound that you can hear. Perhaps you'd like to imagine how that sound is being made. Can you identify the closest sound to you? And what is the most distant sound? It's perhaps at about this time that our minds maybe begin to wander or get drawn back into the outside world of our lives outside of this time. And part of the purpose of these exercises is to guide ourselves away from that into this time of meditation. So if you feel like your mind is wandering during the meditation, then come back to the sounds, come back to your breath, and allow them to come back to your time of meditation. But to continue to help guide back in, we'll move now from the external world into the internal world, the outside world to the inside world of our heart and mind. And take a moment to acknowledge any concerns or worries that are on your heart, or any to-do lists that you have in mind. And imagine your hands in front of you. And a pen as well. And you begin to write on your hands these concerns, these worries, these to-do lists. Perhaps they're a little picture, perhaps they're just a few words, or maybe it's a paragraph. But begin to imagine writing on your hands these things. On your left hand and on your right hand. Perhaps you can use your imagination to guide the pen as it writes. And as you fill up your hands with these words or these pictures, imagine that you're sitting beside a pool of water in a beautiful place. You're right at the edge. And this pool is deep and clear. And I invite you to let your hands sink into this water. And as the water covers your hands, the ink begins to lift off and dissolve. And the words begin to vanish. The pictures, they disappear. Just allow these concerns, these to-do lists, these things to disappear into the cool, clean water. And when you're ready, when your hands are clean and free, lift them out. And we are left with wet, clean, empty hands. And I invite you to lift these hands up to God in expectation of receiving something from Him from this meditation. And so with these hands held out in expectation, we move to our scripture. It's a psalm, and the writer is expressing joy. And so for the first reading, I encourage you just to let the words wash over you. Allow your imagination to build the scenes or the pictures that I describe. Sing to the Lord a new song, for He has done marvelous things. His right hand and His holy arm have worked salvation for Him. The Lord has made His salvation known and revealed His righteousness to the nations. He has remembered His love and His faithfulness to the house of Israel. All the ends of the earth have seen the salvation of our God. Shout for joy to the Lord, all the earth. Burst into jubilant song with music. Make music to the Lord with the harp and the sound of singing, with trumpets and the blast of the ram's horn. Shout for joy before the Lord, the King. Let the sea resound and everything in it, the world and all who live in it. Let the rivers clap their hands and the mountains sing together for joy. Let them sing before the Lord, for He comes to judge the earth. He will judge the world in righteousness and the people with equity. What did you see? What emotions did you feel? Were there any questions that came up in your mind? For the second reading, I encourage you to go deeper, to pursue the answers to any questions that came up for you, to seek to understand what has inspired these words. What do they mean? Sing to the Lord a new song, for he has done marvelous things. His right hand and holy arm have worked salvation for him. Sing to the Lord a new song, for he has done marvelous things. His right hand and holy arm have worked salvation for him. The Lord has made his salvation known and revealed his righteousness to the nations. The Lord has made his salvation known and revealed his righteousness to the nations. He has remembered his love and his faithfulness to the house of Israel. All the ends of the earth have seen the salvation of our God. He has remembered his love and his faithfulness to the house of Israel. All the ends of the earth have seen the salvation of our God. Shout for joy to the Lord, all the earth. Burst into a jubilant song with music. Shout for joy to the Lord, all the earth. Burst into jubilant song with music. Make music to the Lord with the harp and with the sound of singing, with trumpets and the blast of the ram's horn. Shout for joy before the Lord, the King. Make music to the Lord with the harp and the sound of singing, with trumpets and the blast of the ram's horn. Shout for joy before the Lord, the King. Let the sea resound and everything in it, the world and all who live in it. Let the sea resound and everything in it, the world and all who live in it. Let the rivers clap their hands. Let the mountains sing together for joy. Let the rivers clap their hands. Let the mountains sing together for joy. Let them sing before the Lord, for he comes to judge the earth. He will judge the world in righteousness and the peoples with equity. Let them sing before the Lord, for he comes to judge the earth. He will judge the world in righteousness and the peoples with equity. The writer of the psalm has expressed joy in his words. And so I'd like to come back to the question: how does your spirituality inspire joy in you? And so for the final reading, I encourage you to explore, are there any points where this psalm touches your life? Are there any points of resonance? Or perhaps points of challenge or resistance? Explore them. Explore them with the divine as well. Sing to the Lord a new song, for he has done marvelous things. His right hand and holy arm have worked salvation for him. The Lord has made his salvation known and revealed his righteousness to the nations. He has remembered his love and his faithfulness to the house of Israel. All the ends of the earth have seen the salvation of our God. Shout for joy to the Lord, all the earth. Burst into jubilant song with music. Make music to the Lord with the harp and with the sound of singing, with trumpets and the blast of the ram's horn. Shout for joy before the Lord, the King. Let the sea resound and everything in it. Let the world and all who live in it. Let the rivers clap their hands. Let the mountains sing together for joy. Let them sing before the Lord, for he comes to judge the earth. He will judge the world in righteousness and the peoples with equity. as this time of meditation comes to an end, come back to your breath and come back to your hands as well. It's my hope that they are no longer empty. There is something in your hands that you can hold on to and take with you. And if there is, well, I encourage you to spend the last few moments to offer up a prayer of gratitude, of thankfulness for this time to the Divine. And so take a few deeper breaths. Maybe wiggle your toes and stretch your back. Become aware of the surroundings and the people around you. And in your own time, as a sign of being ready to move on to the next part of the meditation, open your eyes and we will do that.
Thank you for joining today. There will be a new guided meditation available each week, so don't forget to subscribe to iTunes or sign up for our newsletter to get podcasts delivered to your inbox at www.shekinacommunity.com/podcast newsletter. Also, you can rate or review on iTunes or sign up as a patron at patreon.com/Shekina Meditation Podcast. Have a beautiful week. Many blessings to you.